Well, that's not a sound you expect out of a Corvette.
It's super quick, the quickest Corvette ever. The very compact yet powerful electric motor.
We're not done, Eddie.
We're not done. The C8 generation has been a big one for the iconic Corvette. The big change, obviously, it went mid-engine. But now, for the first time ever, we have an all-wheel drive Corvette and an electrified Corvette. This right here is the 2024 Chevrolet Corvette E-Ray. The E-Ray powertrain is quite interesting because it still keeps that LT2 V8. It's a naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 that, similar with the C8 Stingray, will make 495 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. But the electrification here is what brings the all-wheel drive. That electric motor adds 160 horsepower and 125 pound-feet of torque, for a combined total output of 655 horsepower and 595 pound-feet of torque. For frame of reference, compared to my 2023 C8 Z06, which is also a very special powertrain because that is the world's most powerful production naturally aspirated V8 at 670 horsepower, so a little bit more horsepower, but the torque deficit is cavernous. 595 pound-feet of torque is immense. This means the E-Ray here is the quickest accelerating Corvette ever. 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, through to quarter mile in 10.5 seconds. So obviously this was set up for performance, but it has that versatility now. All-wheel drive with the electric front motors. It has like a stealth mode. You can leave in pure silent electric mode, but it's still this mid-engine, very powerful, very awesome Corvette. So today we are here getting to experience the all-new E-Ray. We're about to go hop in the car right now and go for a ride out on GM's proving grounds to see the capabilities of the E-Ray, and then we're gonna get some walk-around footage talking about the car, some of the features, some of the engineering specs. I'm gonna grab the other camera, take a look at the exterior. Let's go experience the E-Ray.
Well, that's not a sound you expect out of a Corvette.
Jason Kolk, I did ELSD integration from like mid of C7 all the way through this car.
Okay, and we are in the new 2024 Corvette E-Ray, and we're getting the first experience for me ever in a hybrid all-wheel drive Corvette.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, let's do it.
So we're going to start off with an electric drive-away.
Okay.
So we've got stealth mode. So seatbelt on, foot on the brake. I'm just going to twist the mode dial, and it brings up a new screen we've not seen before. So normal, if I start it, it would just be like, you know, a normal ICE Corvette. If I go left, I get stealth mode. So it says it'll do quiet electric operation up to 45 miles an hour. So still foot on the brake, press the start, and new things happen.
New things happen.
So,
that is a total new look.
Yeah. So we've got a battery gauge on the left. It's full. We've got plenty of gas. And then this EV motor is really kind of a speedometer because at 45 miles an hour here, it's going to initiate an engine turn on transition. And then we've got new gauges here too with power flow. So we've got electric front axle. This little bit here is regen.
Okay.
This is front boost, and this is rear ICE engine output. Yeah. And then this is also a battery gauge.
Okay.
So that little bit of blue, that's the Charge Plus extra that we get. So it's going to wake up. It's going to go into stealth mode. There we go. Start up. We've talked about that. So there's a
dyno.
There's a time-based front and rear torque, and you can see regen in there too. Just leave it on gauges for now. Yeah. But we can go drive away. Front-wheel drive electric Corvette.
We're in a front-wheel drive electric Corvette. That's also a world's first.
It is a world's first.
And there's 160 horsepower and 125 pound-feet of torque. One single motor up front.
If I tip in too far, it's going to start the engine. Yeah. If I flip my modes, it's going to start the engine. There's HVAC, as we just saw.
Yeah, any sort of low draw or things like that. Speed. 45 miles an hour in.
So, yeah. So I'll just do a drive away here. We're at 20, 30 miles an hour. Try and let it just transition itself. And here we go.
And at 45, synchronizing RPM.
Yeah.
Transition complete.
Boom.
And now we're in a
There it
hybrid.
is. We are in a hybrid Corvette. So we're regenning.
Okay. And now the cluster looks like as if mostly
Yeah,
regular
this is
Stingray or
this
Z06.
is your tour.
Yeah, it's tour mode now.
Stingray. So now I'm gonna go. Well, that's probably really bad for.
Yeah, let's blast it.
Sorry.
Whoa, there's a Z mode animation. That's different from mine.
Yes.
What?
24.
Oh,
Yeah.
crap.
Gotta buy another one.
I'm not going to complain. I've got a 23 Z06. I can't complain about that.
Now, do Z mode twice.
Yeah.
The Z mode button. It's also going to turn on PTM for me.
Okay.
So that's over here. So I'm in PTM 4.
Yeah.
I've got all the sound, all the modes and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in race 1.
Okay.
And we're going to do 2.5 seconds 0 to 60.
Launch control?
So launch control.
Alrighty.
The nice green bar to say you've pressed the brake enough for launch control, which is cool. 3,500 RPM, and
Yeah.
here we go.
That's quick.
There you go, 0 to 100.
0 to what tires are on this right now?
All seasons.
Oh, that's a
40 degrees.
40 degrees. It just hooked and went.
Yep, 40 degrees all seasons. Michigan, January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So we'll do it again.
Of
Because there's a
course.
lot to take
We
in.
got
You
it.
gotta,
Yeah.
experience it more than once. Foot on the brake.
Yep.
Foot to the floor. Ready. Go.
Oh.
Got all the boost.
That is so cool because you get a little bit of that like electric noise to the word
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
then you
there's a
still have
word.
that big 6.2 V8.
Oh yeah.
That is a totally different experience from the Z06. Not even remotely similar.
Yeah, and it looks so similar.
It does.
This
This is faster. This is the quickest Corvette in history. 0 to 60, 2.5 rated, quarter mile in 10.5. That's supercar levels of acceleration.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm just doing a little battery charge up right
Okay.
now. You'll see how quick it's coming back.
Oh yeah.
You can drag the brake a little bit if you want. I'm in
Okay.
the Charge Plus mode, so we've got that button over here.
Okay.
That's- People have been.
Some people saw that and they're like,
noticed.
"Oh, what's that?"
Yeah. The SOC or state of charge get a little bit higher.
Okay.
And then it also, if I was to accelerate, it would limit how long it's going to boost.
I
as
see.
Well. So you can do like continuous lapping.
Gotcha.
Where you saw during those acceleration runs, it was just boost the whole time.
Yeah,
I was on
yeah,
the gas,
max power,
right?
max
So now I'm
power.
already full. We did,
That
we
was
did
quick.
2 0 to 100s.
Okay.
And the battery's full. All right.
Wow.
When you get in the car, you start it, you have the full boost all the time. You don't have to do anything to ask for more.
That is 655 horsepower and 595 pound-feet of torque. That's 135 more pound-feet of torque than the Z06 makes, so
Yep.
it's a lot.
Yeah, from 0. So,
Yeah.
All right, let's autocross.
Autocross, all right.
So we'll do a
More G-forces.
More G-forces.
Standard carbon ceramic brakes.
Yep.
And we're on all seasons right
All
now.
seasons.
Holy crap.
Hear the front
Yeah.
axle scream.
What? The instantaneous power of the, oh my gosh.
The front end just claws you right out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So we've only lost a third of the battery.
Oh, okay. That's a
Doing all
worthy
that.
trade-off.
So now we've got a third to start drifting with.
Oh, to start drip.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're not done, Eddie.
We're not done.
Get a little lift off and kick it. There's the front axle boost. Just going nuts.
What? Oh my god. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. That is. Welcome to the Corvette E-Ray.
Yes.
We're down to 20% state of charge.
But yeah, we flip a switch and
this is not a plug-in. This is just regen from driving and the brakes and.
Yeah, so we'll do one little loop.
Yeah.
And you'll see how quick the battery will come back.
So by holding high RPM, you're forcing
a little bit, and I'm dragging the brake.
Yeah.
But you can see.
Yeah.
50 foot-pounds.
You can actually see that needle moving up as it's charging in.
The engine is driving extra.
Yeah.
So we're taking 60 foot-pounds of that 100.
Okay. And putting it into the battery. Yeah.
But
and that battery is here down in the central in the tunnel, which is good for weight distribution and things like that. Yep. Lower center of gravity, all of that.
So we're doing 40 kilowatts.
Okay.
Going right back into the battery. Less than a minute ago, we were at 20%. When we finished the drift, we're at 56.
57. Oh, it's just climbing.
It's just climbing constantly, yeah. So you just need a little run around the parking lot. You're ready for your next drag strip launch.
Yeah.
70% now, and you're ready for more drifting. It kind of does a little push.
Yeah.
And you let it sit, and the nose bites, and then you kick it.
And then you just go. Yep. And we're sideways. Oh man.
So fun.
That was ridiculous.
All right, I'm Josh Holder. I'm the vehicle chief engineer for the all-new Corvette E-Ray. I'll show you some cool features about this historic Corvette. First of all, it's the first electrified Corvette. It's all-wheel drive, another first, 70 years of Corvette, and we're doing an all-wheel drive electrified version of it. And it's all about enhancing performance. Of course, the big story is the electrified front axle. Here you can see the very compact yet powerful electric motor, 160 horsepower. The case is magnesium, the fasteners are aluminum. So even though this performance hardware adds weight, we want to do our best to minimize that extra weight. Driving and powering that motor is really the heart of this, and that's the energy storage system. So we've got a compact, small, yet powerful high voltage lithium ion battery. It's 1.9 kilowatt hour battery. And really its purpose is to recover kinetic energy and then redeploy that energy in a way that enhances the performance of the car. You got to experience, and soon more will get to experience that improved performance. Certainly it adds some all-weather capability, so now you can take this places you've never thought of taking a Corvette before in times of year where you might not even have your Corvette out of the garage. But really it's all about back road carving. It shines where Corvettes are known to shine. It's really an expansion of the envelope of the Grand Touring machine. That's really what this E-Ray is about. So you get the wide tires, more than 4 feet of contact patch, all putting power and torque to the ground, which results in some pretty stellar 0 to 60 times, 2.5 seconds, quarter mile in 10.5 seconds. So it's super quick, the quickest Corvette ever, extremely capable, and an outstanding performer. And we're excited about the future, and this is Corvette's entry into this electrified future. And we're using it in a way that is meant to enhance and improve the performance.
What's the weight of this E-Ray compared to the Stingray?
Dry weight that we use to compare with all of our other competitors is about 3,770 pounds. The electrification unit added about 260-ish pounds between the battery, the motor, the cooling system. We tried as much as possible to offset that weight. I mentioned the magnesium case, even the fasteners are aluminum. Every gram had to earn its way on the car. We also have carbon ceramic brakes as standard, so we'll offset some unsprung mass. And the carbon fiber wheel that we first introduced on Z06 will also be optional on the E-Ray.
And it's not exactly perfectly fair comparison to the regular C8 Stingray because this has the wide body of the Z06.
Exactly. It's hard to do. There is no car by which to baseline it from.
Yeah.
But to get that kind of power, an all-wheel drive system wouldn't be possible in a conventionally mechanical all-wheel drive system with that little mass added.
Got it.
We're proud of how little mass has been added. There's a new radiator, and actually you can see it better on that car. It's an oil, air to oil heat exchanger.
Oh, I see.
To cool the lube system, the oil system in the front drive unit. And then there's a glycol water coolant mixture that's used to cool the power electronics. So the inverter, all the high current components that go in the front of the battery. And from about here forward is where those electronics are packaged.
I see.
And then the battery, the cells themselves have a coolant system that uses refrigerant.
Okay.
So there's a refrigerant heat exchanger, a brick heat exchanger that helps. Actually, we want to warm the battery to start with. That's where its performance is optimal, but we don't want it to get too hot. So we use that cooling system to quickly soften the temperature of the battery once it gets up to that optimal operating temp.
MagRide 4.0, which is a fantastic suspension system. Get to experience that in the Z06.
Yes.
Cutaway is really cool. There's the full car. And we went outside and got the ride in the E-Ray. So the E-Ray is absolutely ridiculous. That was such a cool experience, both with the 0 to 60 acceleration, autocross, and then drifting. So let's take a closer look at this show car sitting right here. The first thing you're going to notice is the E-Ray gets the same wide body treatment as the Z06. So it's 3.6 inches wider than the regular Stingray, and a lot of design elements are shared from the front fascia to the side intake, so it looks much more aggressive. I personally love the front end when it's wide in here. This is a new color, it's called Cacti, and also has a new interior color, which we'll check out in a moment. But the larger radiators up front for more cooling, all functional there. I just love how much wider. You see the regular C8 would kind of end here. This is all wider here on the fender. Same thing back here. Gigantic side intake with the E-Ray badge on the side. And E-Ray also gets special 5-spoke, like a twisted design wheel. So these are special to the E-Ray. They're the same size as the Z06, so massive stagger, 20-inch up front, 21 out back. And then behind those wheels, we see standard carbon ceramic brakes. Those lower unsprung weight, they're just great for performance. So carbon ceramics, while they're optional on the Z06, are standard on the E-Ray. Just like on the other Corvettes, there's a couple different aero packages available. This is the regular front lip. You can get the more aggressive one, painted in carbon flash metallic. Same thing with those side skirts. You can also get everything in body color finish. This one here, with that side boomerang shape, is finished in carbon flash metallic. But on this cutaway model car, you can see how it's all painted body color. So those are optional. Different E-Ray badge here instead of the carbon flash metallic. See the contrast between those two. This one here obviously is the hardtop convertible. You can get the E-Ray in both convertible and coupe form, which would have a removable hardtop just like all the other C8s. And then take a look at this. It's like the Stingray badge, but different. It's got these little cutouts here. So the E-Ray badge, also finished in carbon flash metallic. Corvette badging here. A big difference between the E-Ray and the Z06 is going to be the exhaust tip placement. So with the LT2, just like the Stingray, we have outboard quad exhaust tips. These are the new blacked out ones. They're bigger. Diffuser is similarly aggressive. Rear bumper area here with the widened treatment, obviously. So that regard looks pretty similar to the Z06, but you'll note the quad exhaust tips. It's going to get confusing for people in Europe, I think, because Europe is getting side exhaust for the Z06. So you're going to have a lot of different orientations of the diffuser and exhaust combination. But this is what the E-Ray is going to look like from behind. Just like the Z06, you can remove this little rear wing area and have the vertical wickers back there for a more aggressive aero package. So there is a look at the exterior of the Corvette E-Ray. This new color is really cool. Cacti. And then we've got the cutaway, which is always awesome to see. You get to look under the skin of a Corvette. You can see the batteries under there through the center tunnel. Got a bit of a walk around with the engineering guys here to learn about the tech aspects of this thing. And you can see here, oh, I just heard the Z06 start up. This is the carbon fiber front lip, but much more aggressive, similar to the one on the Z06. Cast magnesium, lightweight efforts, because you do add weight with batteries and electric motor, and you gotta try to combat that, right? I love that this still has a V8. It's the only V8 hybrid sports car out there. That's naturally aspirated V8. The SF90 obviously has a V8 and a hybrid, but that's a twin turbo one, so naturally aspirated V8 with electric motors. So that's really unique. It still preserves the excitement of having a V8. It didn't downsize to a tiny little 4-cylinder or something like that. So it's still got that Corvette V8 rumble, but you pair it with the versatility, the power, the capability of the electric all-wheel drive Pretty awesome. So this interior finish is called Artemis, which is all this kind of dark green, almost brown interior. Pretty cool. It matches the exterior nicely. Let's hop inside. This is extremely familiar to me given the fact that I have a Z06. So this is the full carbon interior that is available too, which does the steering wheel, the center console here, and then the screen has these really cool gauges that we were checking out in the vehicle earlier. We go through power and torque gauges. Dyno has a time chart showing how much torque you're using. All this information is new. A lot of refreshes actually to this entire screen, which is pretty cool to see for the 24 model year with different animations and visuals. And then on the center clusters where you would see the stealth mode to leave in pure silent electric mode, or regular, or there was that shuttle mode too. So I have an E-Ray badge here on the steering wheel, carbon fiber pedal shifters. Honestly, if you got rid of the E-Ray badge and you put me in here, I'd be like, this feels like the Z06, which is a compliment because I love my Z06 interior. So now that I've gotten to see the new 2024 Corvette E-Ray up close in person and get to experience the car out on the track, the forces, the acceleration, the performance, the capability, it's really interesting because it has a completely different personality from the new Z06. The Z06 is dominated by that engine, that flat plane crank V8, the way it revs out, the sounds, the emotion, the performance. This car has tremendous capability. It still has that Corvette feel with the LT2 V8, but I mean the power is undeniable. I'm really intrigued by the capabilities in terms of all-around usability with the all-wheel drive, not only putting the power down for performance, but like sneaking out of your garage and not waking your neighbors up with stealth mode, or in inclement weather. Imagine putting winter tires on this and taking it to a ski trip or something like that, driving it all year round in the snow because you now have that all-wheel drive traction. It's really, really fascinating. A lot of engineering went into this thing just to be able to make it perform. It's not electrifying for the sake of more efficiency or things like that. We were clear out there, they're talking about the eAWD and recharging the batteries to go out and drift it even more and do autocross again. That was the focus for the pursuit of performance, and I think it fits into the Corvette portfolio so far as the C8 lineup expands, and I think it really complements the other two current cars. The base Stingray, which is already so capable. A Z51 Stingray is a phenomenal car, and then you throw in the Z06, which is just a track monster American supercar, and now we have the E-Ray. So there's a couple other details I do want to talk about and show you. There's more than I can possibly cover right now in this video, looking for the future opportunities to experience the E-Ray, but this has been pretty awesome. The last thing we need to talk about is price. The 2024 Corvette E-Ray Coupe 1LZ will start at $104,295, $104,295. The 1LZ convertible will start at $111,295. They will be built in Bowling Green at the Corvette factory. You can go take museum delivery down the street, go get a factory tour. It is awesome. I would highly recommend that. I just recently did it. It was a ton of fun. But there's the pricing, some specs, overview, and experience of the new Corvette E-Ray. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.